All right. Hello. Welcome to the Race Brain Podcast. My name is Rich Ryan, joined as always, Bracken Crocker and Jack Bauer. Today we are talking about hybrid racing, fitness racing, the whole deal. We're talking about some HYROX stuff that happened over the weekend, and we have DEKAFIT World Championships for the third time. Jack's going to be our correspondent and our man on the course down
Not
in
just
DEKA.
once, twice.
Twice. What else you got for the weekend?
Glenn and I were going after that team title.
Oh damn! Who's your major comp there?
We've got Kevin Gregory and Connor Bell, David Magida, James Muscart, Alan Cole Walkington. There are a lot of like the usual suspects, and Alphonse and we've got teams from Spain.
Oh really? And was Panacenta?
Macenta, yeah, and he's like
tough.
1535K. He's got wheels. Lot of people doubling back, and I think Glenn and I, we were like 2640 or something when we did it in Sacramento. There are like 8 or 9 teams between that and 27 flat, so it's gonna be they're gonna be a lot of people on burpees at the same time.
BK's locked in.
Loves that team.
Love me a team race.
Can't wait.
Rich is like the master of team or was past tense. Let's be real, but
now it's all gone. It's all that's I'm retired. But I
retired.
did like some team racing. That is fun. That BK, and that's up your alley, man. You would be you'd be the GOAT at least 17th best overall in team racing.
I'm top 17 team members you could put together.
100%.
I would agree.
100%.
Yeah. That's all I need.
So we got some DEKAFIT to talk about. We're going to draft for DEKA, men's and women's field that we will see racing on Friday. I believe is
Friday. I think
afternoon time.
Women are like 11 a.m. East Coast time, roughly. Check OCR report. And then men are about a half an hour after that. And then we have teams that are going on at like 6 o'clock. So a little bit of a break, but.
You know, I didn't plan for this. I got to see what my meeting schedule is Friday.
You
clear the calendar.
I'm going to have to start bailing on people. Like, hey, man,
so sick.
Oh, my stomach.
Something came up.
Yeah. They got smart. Let's hang out, BK. Let's do the thing.
Let's do it.
Before we get into some DEKAFIT, we had a bunch of HYROXes.
We're not doing this. Isn't like practice where you do cacti. That's stupid.
HYROX. Bunch of HYROX, I think.
I mean, it already sounds plural enough. It might be like.
What do you do with foxes? Fox. What's fox?
Or look at all them
fox. Is it fox? Like multiple?
Look at all them box over there. No, I don't think so.
Yeah, socks.
Yeah, exactly. The box
just
thing.
Runs.
Look at all them soxes. All right.
Okay, a group of foxes is called a skulk, a leash, or an earth. I never would have guessed any of those.
An earth of fox?
That's what it says, according to Google.
I like it. Let's start in the United States. We had 3 HYROX across the world. So in the United States, very exciting. The return of Hunter McIntyre runs 56.47. Grayson Kilgore, 59.46. Grady Jackson, 60.52. Then our guy Jake Gibbs and was 61.17. And Augie Langling, right? Did I say that correct? That's our guy. We were hanging out with him at Kirk's wedding.
Augie's the man.
We spent time. So that's great to see. He's been doing really well. He was spending time in Open and now taking 5th place overall in a pretty stacked race on the West Coast and Pro is awesome for our
And this is a dude that's been like a age group Spartan racer, age group hybrid racer, top 5 pro.
Top 5 pro runs 60, 65, 30 is awesome. So let's just start here with the men. We'll talk about the women after that. But what are we thinking about Hunter? He's back. What do we think about the debut?
Befuddling. It tells us almost nothing.
He didn't come out and go
58. Anyone. He didn't come out and go 54, 37 or whatever. 28. He didn't come out and go 52. We've seen him pop something crazy this time of year before. He came out and won convincingly, and he did fine. And I don't think we learned anything.
No.
Yeah, I think that's fair. He's not out of shape.
No.
But he's not in peak shape. So this sets him up well. We would imagine he's going to be in Vegas, right? Which is like 7 or 8 weeks or so from here, giving him plenty of time to kind of sharpen up. And really all I need to do is qualify.
I mean, he already has a free pass though for the rest of the majors, right? Or you're talking world
That's qualified
champs.
for worlds.
Yeah, of course.
Have we entered that stage with him now where we talk about him like a normal person? Or all he has to do is qualify now? Have we ever said anything other than like, if anyone's near him, he's like, that's starting to erode the myth. That's starting, like, you can't, he has to go out and crush everyone and remain the man and all that. Is he just being spoken about differently now that we would dare to say Hunter just needs to qualify and get through the world and he'll be fine? What is this world?
I mean, a lot of it is what he's put on himself, right? But he doesn't typically show up unless he is going to dominate and he is going to crush. So it's not that the perception of what he is or where he should typically be. It's just that like he does that to himself. So when he shows up, he wants to be dominant. But it's not really how sports has to work. He doesn't need to do that. He could get fifth in Vegas and be like, whatever, I raced to survive. This doesn't really matter. And just have it
on my spot
along.
though.
But he would refuse to do that in the past.
But he doesn't do that. He has not done that in the past.
It's a great sign for the sport. The fact that we can now look at 56 and be like, where he'd run 56 in the past and be 2 minutes clear of the next fastest time in the world. Like you just can't dominate a full sport, and the sport is filling out.
I mean, I'm looking at the elite, the major qualifications right here. He went 56.47, and right now that would sit him 11th, a few seconds ahead of Rylan. It's not like he had a bad race, but we've seen him debut better. And like we had instances earlier this year, wasn't it Amsterdam, when he was physically in the building and he's like, I'm just going to do doubles instead. So I think that some of the like chips all in on being primed and ready to go, that's just, it's different than what we're used to.
It is in the last Olympic cycle. So we'll call it 5 years now. Can you name one running based athlete who has just won every time they've shown up and more often than not broke the world record? I can only think of one. Sydney. Yeah. And that's barely endurance.
And she was injured one season.
And I mean, 400 hurdles, like it is HYROX becoming the 400 hurdles where now you've got guys like Rich asserting himself. We already had Alex, you had James Kelly. Like it's just, there's no guarantee anymore, but the times are going to be absurd.
I think it's the 800. I think there's 10 guys who can all run crazy fast, and one of them does it for 4 or 5 straight races, and then the next one does it for 2 or 3 straight races. You can't, in an established good full endurance sport, just crush anymore. It doesn't happen. Kipchoge was the last one, and he's done.
Even Jakob, he's not invincible anymore.
Yeah, it's just not. You can be head and shoulders above everyone else.
Yeah,
and that's not enough anymore.
Yeah, Gide and the women, like she was a gimme world record. You're right. That's a good comparison.
And it's normal. That's kind of the point here, right? It's like he comes out and like as the sport gets more mature and more athletes do kind of come along, it's natural that something like this would happen where everything kind of is pulled back down to like the middle. But like, yeah, it's not a big deal, right? No. That is typical. And now it is going to be the length of the season as opposed to like the Hunter McIntyre show where he shows up and it's just like domination wherever he is.
Here's your gold. Just take it. Yeah.
Right.
Could he still be fist pumping running out of pole or into pole? Like
definitely.
Maybe. But I think those days are probably gone. The field's too good to drop anymore.
That's true. Just the way that some of the racers do run. Yes, he does not. He will not have like a major locked lead up by Sledbush, how he has in the past.
And someone's guaranteed not to crack. In the past, if someone went with them, you're like, well, we'll see that guy sitting on the side at some point.
Right.
Now someone's going to be there.
Yeah.
It's exciting for the sport. But we learned nothing about how he spent his off season.
Yeah, so I put this race into my butt, and
nice Jack's butt.
Bauer's updated top times. What do you think it's worth?
57.13.
No. 56.38.
57.08. Bracken almost got it.
So it was actually a little fast.
0.6% fast.
A little bit still.
It's negligent. That's like very minor. It's a fair
This course seemed normal.
Very fair. Yeah.
This course seemed normal comparatively. I mean, I'm sure it was really crowded. I'm sure there was like those hairpins in and out of the rock zone were wonky. And
it wasn't ideal, but
sleds weren't flying. But yeah, it just seemed like regular old course. And that was, it seemed like Hunter was running really hard, even though the rock zone was long. His run splits were like 320 and under. But what's that even mean? Like, what is like, and his stations were like fine.
They're how they should be if you're running 320.
Right. Like maybe he did just try to push the runs
There's
really
a cost
hard
somewhere.
Yeah, right. Like this didn't seem like typical splits, especially after sled pull. And maybe that's what he did. He just like ran, and we've seen him do this in the past where he doesn't finish. Right. He'll push as hard as he can and just see how that feels for him in a race.
Yeah.
And he'll pull out like it's a training run. And maybe he's just like, all right, I'm just going to kind of settle on the stations and just like finish this thing out.
So if we look at the calendar, Stockholm was almost exactly a year ago. He went 53:22 there, and now he's 3 minutes slower. Is that any room for concern, or because HYROX is not standardized in their course layout, it's like, it's just a data point.
Yeah, and like Stockholm was like the fastest course of all time.
Yeah,
where's that in your butt?
I'll look it up.
But it's got to be 2.5 minutes faster than this course minimum.
Yeah, Stockholm was 3.2% fast last year is what I got.
That was a very, very fast course. And it was also early, right? And the way that the season ended for Hunter, like, is it better to not be running a PR and running a world record? Now it's just like, okay, I have X amount of time to qualify for worlds, and then I can focus my training on that one point where he probably wanted to do the thing where he comes out and dominates at Stockholm, and then he had to kind of like regroup and revamp for the rest of the season. So now I think it's just like, this just makes a little bit more sense in terms of general season building.
Yeah, I looked it up. I had it adjusted 55:04 for Stockholm last year. So he's about 2 minutes slower than last year.
Okay. So my big question with all of this is total speculation, but is that HYROX came so easy to Hunter for what he had built up in his fitness compared to what people had coming into the sport. He had such a head start that he seemed to be able to train multiple different ways and be really, really dominant. Whereas Rich, Pelayo, Dylan, Alex, Sandy, I would say JK is the perfect example of this. Probably the best example. They started doing something and then just fine-tuned and fine-tuned and held and fine-tuned and held and fine-tuned. And now they are just like 100% or close dialed into exactly what they need to do to get there. And he hasn't had a sequential build through the sport, identifying little things, work on it, tweak, work on it. He's tried a lot of different things. He does a lot of outside the box training, but he hasn't had a clean line through. And so my wonder now is, will that come back to cost him and hurt him a little bit because it's harder to fine tune? He's going to have to pick which of my builds do I want to go off of, or is he just all the better for it?
Yeah, that's a really interesting point. And maybe he does have something in his back pocket where he knows what does work the best for him, and he can go back and repeat the thing that got him at the shape for Stockholm. You would hope, right? Or you would think. Or if it is just like, hey, I don't know, let's just keep trying to do different stuff and see if I can just pop when it's time.
Well, I know he has workouts. He'll say like, I just ran this work, a lot like Dylan. I ran this workout, and 2 years ago I did it in this time, and so I know. But if it's different training that gets you, it's always a little bit of a question is, am I fit for this workout, or am I fit for the thing that I was training for the last time I did this workout?
Yeah, right.
Totally.
Right.
We're splitting hairs, but you have to at the high end.
Totally.
And let's be real. If we're talking about Hunter, he still has multiple world titles. He's never finished worse than 5th.
He's the GOAT.
He's gonna be fine. I wouldn't put too much stock in this, honestly. He'll put it together. Yes, the field. We saw it happen last year. He's not going to be able to run away from people. He hasn't been able to do that for a couple of years, but he's going to be fine.
That's fair. That's fair. I agree. But he did make my night on Saturday.
I
tell you that much.
Yeah.
I was like, woo! I was watching a
When
little
was
bit.
the last time we had this many people faster than him at this point in the season?
He's ranked 11th time-wise Yeah.
So you take, again, I'm not speaking downfall on Hunter. I'm as big of a Hunter believer as there is. I've known the man for over a decade. I just believe in what he can get his body to do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you look back in 10 years, are we looking at a blip or are we looking at a trend? Didn't win Worlds, had his worst finish at Worlds, ranked 11th. There are 3 data points we've not seen in the past, and they have happened sequentially.
But he also doesn't have a lot of data points because he doesn't race often.
Like, data point prior to this was just win, 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 blip, win, 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 blip, and world records along the way. We've never seen him 11th in the world. So it's confusing. That's why I said I don't really know what to take out of all this weekend.
I always go back to the Cody Moat example for things like this, where it's like aging into the career, becoming a little bit smarter, figuring out how to target things, just getting to the start line of the race that matters the most. And it could be even a turn like that, right? We can be looking at this, be like, that was stupid that we even thought that this was even an issue. And this happens in sport all the time, where it's like, oh my God, what's going on with the Chiefs? Are they done? And they win the Super Bowl, right? So
yeah.
I mean, it's sort of like the men's 10K, to bring it back to track a while ago, where Mo Farah wasn't going to win time trials, but he was the best championship racer. Maybe Hunter's just dialing in his tactics, figuring out what works, and then in the big race, he's kind of figured out how his body's going to respond on after pushing it a certain way.
Totally. Enough about Hunter. On to the women.
Hold on. Good job, Grayson. Sub 60.
Shouts to Grayson. Yep. That was he was 59 like 11 in Chicago. So
I thought he was right around 60
performance. Yeah, no, he's coming out and he's performing really well for sure. On the women's side, Jennifer Thompson, 2 wins in a row, comes out, long pants, crushes a sled, doesn't look back, is an absolute dog out there. Chris Rogloski showing up for a solo 65-33. Maria Fecik was 66-22. Jess Petro 67-38, and Camilla Massa 67-56. This is a stacked women's field, not to mention Katie Simonson, Morgan Schulz, and high-level CrossFitter Bethany Flores was in the race.
Was she?
Bethany Shadburn, previously known. I think she was on the podium this year. She finished in 70-10 at 8th overall. So really stacked, pretty deep fields here. And Jennifer Thompson doesn't even care.
So obviously, Thompson is blowing us away. Like, she's the young Bevilacqua right now. She doesn't race like her, but the person who we didn't think we were going to be saying all this about, she just shows up and does it and doesn't care and she does it her own way, and it's working. Where did she come from? Do we have any idea why she's so good at this?
So Mark Howell mentioned this to me at Chicago. He's like, watch out for the woman in long pants. She's kind of a beast. And I was like, okay, bro. And then she's like winning after sled pull, and he's coming at me. He's in my grill like, look, I told you. She lives in Montana. I believe she has a collegiate CrossFit, collegiate cross country and track and field background.
She can run.
She can run, and she's strong. And I think she does do some sort of CrossFit strength training in the meantime. So I think she just kind of blended it all together for a long time, and now has this sport and seems a little bit more dialed in. She has like a family and the whole deal, I believe. So yeah, she's just cool. Here. Yeah, I know. It really is. Bethany Flores was 4th at the games this year. So that's the real deal. And she was like in the mix. She like really put her nose in it.
Is she the highest performer CrossFit wise that's ever entered the sport for the women?
If we don't count Christy Aramo.
We had Ricky. Well,
in terms of singles,
Christy didn't get 4th.
Oh, you're saying the highest performing CrossFitter.
Finishing place. Yeah, exactly.
I see.
Because Bethany has a number of top 10s, if I remember right. I've seen her throughout the leaderboard.
This is definitely her 4th. This is definitely her best finish by a long shot. So I would say Christy Aramo probably has a bit better of a career. I don't know if she ever finished 4th though. Yeah. Good question though.
Yeah, but real quick, just to go back to Jennifer Thompson. If you Anaheim last year in April 2023, her debut, she went 111.58, and now a year later she's 103.05 in Chicago. It's insane.
She got to work. She learned what she needed to learn, and she got to work.
Yeah, so it'll be fun to continue to watch her. I believe that doesn't. She was 63 in did the list up for this.
6305 Chicago.
Maybe her player comp, she's the U.S. Joanna.
I don't know about that.
She's going to be winning majors soon.
Could be.
Right now, she's 21st.
20 years older.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Funny that she's the younger Bevilacqua.
I like that comp. That's a great
one. What is Amy even teaching us right now?
So yeah, she's 20. Yeah, looks like 22nd for Vegas.
But aren't we gonna have to remove Meg from that spot?
Well, I mean, she's like, I'm still looking at the number.
Oh,
so in terms of roll down, like, yeah, like Meg won't race. I don't know if Vivian will race. If Joanna will come over, that seems like a crazy trip. Maybe
on the verge.
On the verge. And then like if Ida comes over, that doesn't seem like something that she needs to do. Same with Kate Davey. Like there's a bunch of people who have qualified. I could see 5 spots rolling down here, but it's still gonna be kind of tough because Camilla will definitely take one.
Yeah.
Maria will definitely take one. Tanya Schneider, I think, would take one.
Well, if you're slightly ahead of her, you better come over because seems like the path that she's on, she's going to be sneaking in that top 15 very soon.
If she gets in, she will. I could see her qualifying.
Yeah,
yeah. If you are ahead of her, if you don't want to be relegated to the
roll down lottery,
yeah, you have to block her. It sucks, but you do.
Yeah, let's do it.
If this course was.
Well, it was fast.
It is what it is. Coming back in 65 after injury, that's really positive.
I think she's going over to Frankfurt too. I think she's still trying to make this happen.
Wow. Why not?
So, yeah, that's how she rolls. So
but she's healthy again, so that's great to see. I saw her maybe a month ago, and she was like, "Yeah, I'm hitting marks that I've never really hit in my workouts before for HYROX." I'm like, this isn't too long after your setback earlier this year, and you've got a world title. So I was like, let's see it.
Hybrid's the sport
and
to get injured.
It up.
You can do other stuff.
Yeah.
You can get fit doing other stuff. That's for sure.
Cross training is sport training. It's the greatest sport you could get injured in.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah. You just do regular.
Just do the other stations.
Yeah. And like Chris did well in the stations where she traditionally has struggled during the sleds. Like she had a major move on the sled push, held her on sled pull. Jennifer Thompson was just like really strong. And then when she doesn't seem to waver later in the race. So that is the final race for the fall US season. We get our 3 races, and then that's all the opportunities we get. Next is Vegas. For anybody who wants to run for pro open. And so there's no more chances to really qualify in the United States for this major. Let's head overseas. We are in Stockholm. We saw the reigning world champion, Alex Ronkovic, hit 55.42, Harry Thompson, 57.21, and John Wynn in 57.27. So yes, this was definitely the fastest course last year, and it kind of seemed like it was pretty quick again, but nothing crazy. Did you put this one in the butt?
I did. I X'd out of the spreadsheet. I'll get numbers.
Oh my goodness. But yeah, it looked like we had a bunch of dudes out here trying to get times, like all the way down through 10th. We had 10 dudes under 60-30 or 11 dudes under 60-30. So a lot of guys out here trying to run fast. Some other notable names: Sebastian Iverson, who was in the major last race, was 59.17. John Carlisle, who's kind of in the mix. Danny Ray, who we've seen. Yeah, just pretty solid. Oh, Huge Hugo was in the race. I didn't even see it. He's got the fit too. That's Debo was like jealous of Huge Hugo's fit that he rocks. He got like the compression socks. I think he wears the sleeves too.
Yeah,
but he was 51 something.
So I've got this one adjusted. So Alex ended up running a 55.42. I've got it adjusted 55.56. So it was a very fair course.
Okay. Nice. Yep.
So Rich, what was your adjusted? I don't remember.
I don't think it was over 55. Was it, Jack?
I'm not trying to be a jerk or anything. I actually don't remember.
I gotta pull this up.
Or yeah, pull it up.
And that was in Dallas, right?
Chicago.
I was there. What am I talking about? Rich Ryan.
Jack's blocking that race from his memory.
Seriously, 55.08. I've got you at.
Nice.
What was Ronco's?
55.56.
He's chalked. They're all chalked.
Done.
Everybody's washed.
Call it now.
It's happening.
Look, Rich already has. He's going to be the first DEKA. Oh, Lauren Weiss could do it this year. I was going to say the first DEKA plus HYROX World Champion.
Oh shoot! Yeah, I guess that hasn't happened.
That could be
the double crown.
Although no, Meg Jacoby's won a mile.
1 mile.
So
I guess. Yeah, that counts. Do we count mile and strong?
I mean, fits the premier event. We get it.
Yeah. Thank you. On the women's side at Estacombe, Jade Skillen was 63.37. That kind of puts her right back in the mix for the Elite 15. I think she's like maybe 15 or 16. That puts her just slightly ahead of.
She's 1 second ahead of Jennifer Thompson. So 20th.
Oh, really? I thought that put her like 16th.
Oh, it only has Amsterdam on there. Did she run faster than 104.09?
I don't think so.
Okay, then
bummer.
And then Tanya Schneider was 60.
No, she went 103.37, so she's faster. No, her Stockholm is on there. Yeah, it has Stockholm and Amsterdam. So 103.53 is her average. She's in 20th.
I'm looking at the Las Vegas women's board, and I don't know if this is updated. It might not be, but yeah, okay, so maybe not.
Yeah,
she's in 20th. Okay,
so are you taken care of?
They got me up there.
You're good now.
I'm up there. I'm finally in, but
official.
Like, not everybody is. It's still kind of screwed up. Like they haven't put the Dublin times up yet for
pending drug test. You finally cleared.
That's true.
Go to the B sample.
Sent the guy out. I had
that Ryan guy, real suspicious.
Had that protest. It's like contaminated protein powder.
Yeah,
promise.
Go to the B sample, sir.
Damn burrito.
Yeah, a lot of foul. Then Alice Schurer was 64.37. So good race out here as well in Stockholm. Some again, if I guess they got to adjust this board. You were doing it like immediately, and now they're waiting weeks to fill this thing in. Yeah, like our dude Sean Noble's not even on still. That race was like a month ago.
Still not on. Wow.
Like they need to figure it out so people can plan.
People need to buy flights, like legitimately.
Like seriously, like if you're
because after this week
or John Wynn,
this upcoming week is the last week, and then they're taking like a month off, right? So it's like you need to be up to date because Christmas is happening, New Year's, then you're getting on a flight to Vegas if you can qualify.
I'm going either way, so this is just for the people.
Easy shot, Denver to Vegas,
no problem.
Get on down there.
Could drive it if I really need to. Not even an issue.
Don't recommend that.
I won't, but
yeah.
So Maricel, last one. I don't know. Let's see if there's anything notable. I can't remember. Our guy Alan Ploige still is doing well. 58.20.
Is he in the second heat again?
I don't know, but took down Joffrey in 59.38. Joffrey Voisin and Jose Salama, who has been a pretty solid name in the Spanish racing. And then on the women's
those two
side,
may have not spent a second together on course. He and Joffrey.
Joffrey just like closed in at the end.
Yeah. They may have never ever raced that entire day.
It's true.
It's weird to get an Elite 15 guy in your race and not race him, and you could finish next to him and not spend 1 second next to him during the race.
Yeah, Joffrey didn't have like his traditional amazing pull like he typically does. So I don't know what was going on with him that day, or his push was like okay as well.
He's still ranked 15th. That's all that matters.
He's not going anywhere. We don't got to worry about Joffrey.
Yeah.
On the women's end, Lucy Proctor with a major statement in 61.39. That's going to propel her, I think, into like the top 10. So we should see her. She's one of the younger athletes in the sport based out of the UK. Huge race here. Aoife Faye had a great race as well. 65.19. Jezebel Kremer, 65.55. Lucy Davis making her pro debut after running like 60 flat in the, I think just under 60 in open, run 68.10. I saw that the open record got broken again. It seems like this was a dude thing where people would sandbag to break the record. Not anymore. Women are like, hey, that seems like a cool clout thing that I could chase.
Once Lauren does it, then no one, just like when Alex did it. It's
that's
like,
what should happen.
Well, it's done. No one's doing it.
Rich, this is the not just the right, it is the responsibility of the pro field. If someone needs to go down and just
make it unattainable.
That Meg says that sometimes, like I just want to go down there and smash it so that people just can't do it.
And then if you get it, then it's worth bragging about.
Yeah.
The woman who has it now, I don't remember her name off the top of my head, but I remember looking and seeing, I was like, oh yeah, she beat Camilla at a race earlier this year. Camilla's been in the Elite 15. And then like now in her bio it says like HYROX world record holder, straight up those words. It's like I guess so. I got to put my landmass record up in my profile still.
Landmass record.
Landmass.
Jack, you going to share the ultimate podium of the week?
No,
Or would that be in
need
the
to do all
Okras?
that.
Podium of the year?
That's some HFM stuff.
That's internal.
We don't need to go there.
My goodness. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, nominate your favorite female pro to go out and set the curve for age group.
What do you think?
And then everyone can do percent of winner. Then you can find out where you really stack on open weight.
I feel like that like Meg would do great, but I think Lauren would just murder open. Because like she can just set herself at such a high level. If there's nothing slowing her down, like she can just like run through the sleds. Like she running 55.
I mean, Alex went 50, flat. Like 50 something, 50 flat.
Yeah, I think so.
4 minutes off. Yeah, so Meg or Lauren might be 54.
54 high.
It's disgusting.
Yeah. That would have been which would have been the men's record a couple years ago. I mean, Alex broke it by like 3 or 4 minutes, I think.
What do you think you could do? Also, like you get several of them now that thing's going sub 50 on the men's side.
What could you do?
What Alex run? At least 10 seconds faster than that.
Yeah,
50, 50, 10,
minus
50
10.
10 minutes, 10 seconds.
Gross that he beat our doubles.
I know. he was like, and that was like a second effort of the weekend. That was in Cologne, which was certainly fast. If Stockholm was the fastest, that was the second fastest course last year for sure.
I was on a call with someone the other day, and they're like, what's your best HYROX performance? I'm like, I don't have one, but the best time is like 51:17 with Rich. Like, dang. I'm like, what? But a single male beat that by himself. So let's pump the brakes on the dang.
Still sounds like 51. Yeah, it was good. Yeah. That was a good day we had. All right. Jeez. So what's next we have Frankfurt, which I'm sure we'll see. This is basically the last ditch effort time, right? We have Frankfurt this weekend.
We have the start list.
I don't know. And then, Melbourne's this weekend too. Melbourne.
Is that a doubles one?
This is going to be our first qualifier for Elite 15 doubles. So there are some implications to pay attention to in Australia. I think this, I don't know. Yeah. Let's see if we have any. And that's
Chris
also
Woolley's doing doubles. I saw him make a post.
I saw that as well. And Tia Toomey is going to be racing doubles, mixed doubles, unfortunately, with James Newbury, which is a bummer. So yeah, Frankfurt and then Melbourne. And then, it's about a month of a break. And then Manchester is too close to Las Vegas. Nice. This is it. So this weekend we will know what. Then they need to update their board. That'll take them 3 or 4 weeks.
This weekend starts the clock. We won't know.
They need to get it together. They need to get it together for that.
I had someone ask me, a lot of people asking. Would you support adding another major? Same qualifications and everything, all the same standards, same people eligible, but race open weight as a spectacle event?
Not as a way to qualify?
I don't know. Would you support seeing the men's and women's pro fields race an open weight race?
No one's going to do it just because of the effort that it would be put out. But if you put prize money there, maybe
it's a major. It's a full stakes major, full money.
Full stake, not just a Dallas invite spectacle.
A major. Add another major at open weight as a spectacle event.
I think that if we're going to do, like, I don't see why not, but if there's going to be some spectacle event, I think that why don't we just like do it backwards or just like change the order? I think there's other things.
Because this is in line with the offerings,
I suppose.
As a showcase for how good the pros are, maybe put it in perspective for the masses. See what you can do.
My gut is no. You?
As a fan, I want to see it. I want to see what everyone can run. I want to see, can you break 50? Can girls, can they break 55? What can they really do all out? Because we still see people so within themselves in the pro race, kind of. What would happen with a DEKA style just rip?
Right. And like that would be fun then to bring in people from, I think if we're going to go full spectacle, it's like, let's get some track runners. Let's get some marathoners. Let's get some high level triathletes and like just lower this like I don't know
lower the
just
weight
same
even
thing.
more.
Well, it's like just show like just to
We already know what's going to happen
more. Well, yeah, if we do, but they don't know.
Okay.
Yeah,
but they don't know. Yeah, people
that would just be like the pluck the Olympic fan out of the audience and put him on the track at the same. It's like it's not going to go well if you're not ready.
The suggestion was it would go during this dark period, one of the dark periods of the HYROX year.
How long is the season though? Like it's okay to have a dark period for a month.
I'm not. This isn't my idea. The streets are talking.
I mean, I like the idea of some sort of mid-season spectacle situation.
Like the All-Star game.
Yeah.
Different rules. Show. Would you do it?
If there was money, would I do it for open? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. If it was like double HYROX or like double weight HYROX, I'd be like, no, I don't want to do that. But if it's a lighter HYROX, yeah, I'm doing that.
Does anyone other than Meg want double weight HYROX?
I'm sure like Ronco would want it. I'm sure Hunter would probably want it. All the CrossFitters would want it.
Come back.
Yeah. That's what I would want to do. I'd want to just like do the idea that I've been preaching about. Just like take those sleds out, give us a barbell. Let's do a spectacle that way where it changes the actual event slightly. So it's not just so that we can just like see it. See how
at that point, just put a truck. You have to move a truck. If you want spectacle,
strong man.
Truck would
put
be
a
more
vehicle in each lane.
Truck would be more standardized than
think of the sponsorship opportunities. You're like brought to you by
Tundra
Ford.
in each lane, push it down, pull it back.
Strongman HYROX have like Atlas stones.
Yeah, I could get behind that. Get a yoke carry instead of farmers.
I like it. Or the yoke carry was the goofy games that were a couple of years ago.
Porter Row. Oh
no, it was Alpha something, of course. The one in
Alpha Warrior.
Something, where they had the yoke carry, but that didn't matter. It's like there was down to 2 people, and like you couldn't catch up on the yoke carry. You just had to like do it. Like it's
and that's lunch. We'll be back in 10 minutes.
Yeah, Carly was just sitting there waiting for like 10 minutes and still lost somehow. Oh, love goofy games, man. I wish we had more goofy games.
Strongman HYROX.
Strongman HYROX. That sounds all right. That's not bad. Get like Eddie Hall's brother out here, James Hall on the ski erg and row.
He's the sub 13 DEKA strong guy.
What was his? What did he end up doing?
12:58.
That's pretty good.
I bet he went out at 10 flat pace though.
Probably. It's probably not fun for him. All right, that's enough HYROX, but we have some implications to pay attention to when it comes to Frankfurt, when it comes to Melbourne. I think that this is it is kind of really coming to an apex at this halfway point. Well, we're seeing some high-level athletes come out and drop some times. And so I kind of like this little break here. This makes sense. And where these first 2 majors, it was very uncertain. And now we're going to have a little bit of time, a little bit of lead up. So I actually am pro this break that they're having here.
Long season. I like the break.
Yeah.
I also like that it's not OCR style where the break occurs a large percentage of the way through the season.
When would they do that? They would just like February, then like May, and then what, like
Jacksonville's November? February, then Big Bear was usually May. Yeah. So that sounds about right.
Big chunk early, and then there's a chunk late, and
July, Utah, August, West Virginia. Yeah. You'd have like a 3-month break early on, and then another 3-month break towards the end.
Yeah. Mid-season, good.
Yeah. All right. We've talked enough. Let's do some DEKA. We're going to be drafting for the DEKAFIT World Championships in beautiful Ocala, Florida. Can't wait to see what everything goes down there. We're going to crown, I think, 25 world champions. I was thinking about that earlier, where it's like Spartans just like, you know what rules? What we do in Spartans. You know what we should do for DEKA? Same thing. How many world champions can we get? But we'll just do it in one weekend. So we're going to crown 1 million world champions this weekend. Hopefully Jack is one of them.
Oh, if that happens, you'll be hearing about it.
That's going in the profile.
Yeah.
Show.
We're gonna have the most dominant DEKA podcast in history if that happens.
People will be
2 out of 3 is not bad.
People will be
I'd name another podcast that would potentially. I think currently we actually have it. So
yeah, agreed.
RMR.
Rich.
That's true.
That's
RMR.
true.
That podcast.
Yeah,
that
okay.
podcast
Good.
is,
That
is
mile, you
crushing.
keep forgetting about it.
We got world champs
Kent
across
has a lot
DEKA.
of them.
Kent and Rich.
Kent has. Does he have strong?
He's strong and mile.
Okay, so you have the full spectrum. All right,
that's true. Yeah, that's
and
true.
team world records and so. All right, you guys have it.
We got it.
I'm
Sorry.
okay. Yep.
Sorry, race brain scrubs.
Yep.
All right. What we got, Jack? You ready? You pulling this thing up? We got the board.
Yeah, we got to do
wheel of names. My bad, bro. It's on me. I'm out here thinking it's you. So we are going to draft snake style. 2 outcomes. The season is already complete. I have one. So we're just having funsies out here today just because that's what we like to do. This should be a pretty fun race anyway. I am excited to kind of be locked in. So let's spin the wheel. Okay.
Rich. There we go.
Almost perfectly centered.
That is
wow.
Doesn't it get more RR than that?
Hell of a spin.
I think I'm gonna take the first pick.
Okay.
That's always gonna be tight. Now look like BK. BK gets that. Give Jack his. I'll spin it off screen. We won't be able to see it.
The turn. Doesn't matter because I suck at all fantasy sports this year.
That is absolutely
seems to be the case. I need you to come through for me this week, BK, in real life fantasy football. You need to beat.
I've been winning.
You need to beat Riker.
Okay. I'm like 3-1 my last 4, and my one loss was to Jeff when McCaffrey went out.
Playing spoiler. I like it.
Yeah.
Play spoiler for me.
Far too little, far too late.
The show. All right. So we are going to draft snake style. I will pick first. Jack will pick second. BK will pick third. We got the big board up here. We got some of these. There's going to be some interesting picks here because of the international presence that we will feel, especially on the on both sides. Really, on both sides.
Yeah. All right. If we're looking international, you've got Aitor, Alphonse. So Derek Yorick just substituted for Isaac. So Isaac from Canada no longer can make it. Derek went 32-13. He's raced at Worlds before. Let's see. And then we've got Pau. So you've got 3 guys from Spain. Angelique is from France. Munsa is from Spain. And Tanya is from Luxembourg. So you've got some international presence.
How many are we drafting?
How many you want?
Thing? Oh no.
Yeah, let's just do it. We've got full thing.
So 5 men, 5 women.
Yeah, I'm gonna change this to 7.
There we go. Wild card.
Yeah, wild card. Yeah.
All right. So the first pick, I am going to take Lauren Weeks.
Yeah.
We interested to see her. That's it. So she broke the world record earlier this year, and it's a little surprising she's going to this event. But again, with a big break between now and the next major, it just seems like there's no real reason not to. I don't think it'll interfere with training or anything. She'll get a payday in 9 to maybe 12 months. Right.
Oh, you're optimistic.
Right. She might get that payday.
I've already got paid for the first Ocala. So
as long as Yancey is involved,
yeah,
there's always hope for payment.
Yeah. Also, one other thing on payment: the Dubai World Obstacle Championship, which we just had, every single athlete's already been paid. So good for them.
That's pretty standard for
Middle East. Yeah,
it was more Dubai than World Obstacle, is the way I understand it.
Yeah, that's how that's fair.
Although I saw the big doggy and Adamson on site, schmoozing, taking pics, kissing babies. This is a world championship.
He's that guy. Yeah, so Lauren Weeks will be interesting to see. I mean, this seems like a really solid race for her, but with the event being so high output, where there is no barrier to slow you down, like, can she overdo it? The time that we saw her not do well here was World Championships, really not far after postpartum. Like she had
a broken toe or something also,
and her foot was messed up, and she probably went out too hard. So I don't think that that's typical. So I would imagine she's going to do really, really just fine here.
She should win by a lot.
Yeah, she should win by a lot. Yeah,
she's coming down from altitude, which is a benefit as long as you get it right.
Mm-hmm.
if you get multiple things wrong and that's one of them, you misgauge your effort a little bit, you can blow up. But she's not one to give up, so I think she's gonna be all right.
I think she'll be just fine.
Yep.
Jack, who you like?
That's the obvious pick. Well, the most impressive guy so far this year when it comes to DEKAFIT has got to be Dylan Scott. I mean, he can run sub 30 in his sleep. He went back to back in the DEKA Ultra, like 32 mid. He's got to be the favorite.
Yeah, I think so. And
yeah, he has actually never made the podium at DEKA World Championships. He was 4th last year in fit. He was 8th in the mile, and then the previous year he was 7th in fit, 4th in the mile. So we'll see what happens, but got a 29:32 to his name, 18:36 set a mile PR. I think that he's got all the signs, and he just came off that win in HYROX. He's got to be feeling confident again finally.
This men's race is going to be pretty good.
It's exciting.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty good. Yeah, because the thing, sorry, because real quick, the thing with Dylan when it comes to his ability, right? You mentioned his DEKA Ultra, that he can just like ride a line of high output for forever. But how much can he go beyond that? That's always going to be the question with Dylan. It's like, where's that 5K speed from a marathoner, right? And that's kind of the question for him in DEKA since the beginning of this thing.
Yeah, and he's had flack here and there for big races not going well, but the other side of that is that he wins every race that he's supposed to. When he's the favorite, he just front runs well. And that's not an easy thing for a lot of people to do. And so if people hand him the lead early, I think it's over. He just knows how to win the races where he's in the front. So it's going to be, I think, up to other people to take him to that one tick too far spot Rich is talking about, because I don't think he's going to take himself there. He's going to take himself to the line because he knows his line better than anyone in the history of the world's ever known their line of just working hard. So can Riker or someone tip him over a little bit? And so I'm taking Nick Riker.
Oh, how about that? That's the one. That's the race. We would think that's the race. Riker finishing 3rd place here last year in front of Dylan.
Yeah. Speaking of taking care of business, Nick as well takes care of business. He's a gamer. He's as fit as he's ever been. He isn't going to have to race in the evening. Oh, he is. No. It's not that.
This is like lunchtime for him.
Not great, but not
fasted.
terrible.
Yeah, he won't have eaten.
I think he was fasted last year.
Right, but like Chicago, he had to try to time it in the evening. It just doesn't work well for his poor little tum-tum. But he's fit. He can run. He's one of the few people that can weaponize a run against Dylan in this field. The other one is Derek York. He'll weaponize that run early.
Yeah, I mean, Nick Riker's got 11 DEKAFIT podiums. Yeah, Nick Riker's got 11 DEKAFIT podiums in his career. He is as experienced in this as anybody. Got 3rd in the fit last year, 5th in the mile, 9th in the strong. I think that strong, that 11:44, that's going to make a big difference for him. We saw last year that he kind of faded towards the end, but he was right. He was in 2nd place for 90+% of the race. I mean, he's got to be feeling confident. And he thought that was like the peak of his lifetime performance. He's like, I don't know if I'll never be able to come back to this. And seems like he's held on just fine.
He can close, which is going to be key in a tight race like this. I would put them at even money, honestly.
And I mean, if this course was downhill, like you saw what he just did in that downhill 10 miler recently, like
we need a downhill DEKA.
Any bit of elevation change, Nick Riker's winning this.
We watched him just win a Spartan race that came down to the finish. Like he's got the dog in him. He's gritty.
The DEKA dog, which is Dylan. Riker's the DEKA pickle. The DEKA dill. Both these guys can eat and do DEKA. We know that. So that's something that we can't overlook.
And now coming around in the turn, it's a huge disrespectful move to not take Morgan Schultz here. She's the reigning champ. But there's just questions about how much fitness has she been able to build and stay healthy. And so I'm going to take Tara Jackson.
All right.
I am rooting heart and soul for Morgan Schultz to do well, but I'm voting with my wallet.
with the
Yeah,
water.
Morgan has had a respiratory infection that she's coming off of in the last like month. So less than ideal timing. We just saw her in Anaheim have a hard time in HYROX, like where I think she's in 61 to 62 shape, but just it's been a tough couple of weeks. So, I mean, Tara Jackson's going to be, she is like basically like the equivalent of Nick Riker here in terms of experience. She has a world championship under her belt and a mile championship, 2 miles.
Tara Jackson has 5 world championship podiums out of 6.
Oh, wow. What did she miss? Mile in?
She got 5th in strong this past year, 2023.
Okay.
But other than that, she got second place behind Morgan last year. She won it in Atlantic City for fit, and then she won the mile last year and got 3rd the year before. She won strong in 2022. Burpee form, a little questionable for a lot of athletes back
That's
then.
how everybody was.
They've cleaned it up, but yeah, you can, if everyone was doing it, she still won. But bottom line, her resume is ridiculously impressive. And just like
you guys left me a good one.
Good pick.
Yeah, and just like Nick Riker, she's the only one with double-digit podiums on the women's side. Oof, this is really tough.
This is tough.
This is the hardest pick of the draft right here.
It truly is, because they can go any way.
But I think you'll get somebody good on the turn anyway. Like I think there's a number of athletes on both sides that I think could end up on the podium.
I'm just going on. Man, what he did recently is kind of scaring me. But David Magida always performs at DEKA. I saw him right before the race in Chicago for HYROX. He's like, I'm not doing it. And so that's kind of giving me a little bit of fear. He's talking about how he's like not fit. But bottom line, he beat Nick Riker last year. He got 2nd place here. He's an animal when it comes to DEKA. He always starts out slow, works his way up, closes strong. I like David's chances.
He will be nowhere near the podium
till the end.
75% of this race. Yeah, I agree. He's not going to blow up. He's not going to get worse than 5th, right? And that's if 4 people run amazing.
Yeah.
If his back doesn't give out on him,
he's
going to close it down and make the podium.
It's a matter of how much he's training, and I think when he's training like he's still very fit.
He's always strong.
And he did run a 30-31 earlier this year, which is giving me a little bit of hesitation. And that was a few months ago. I know I'm fitter than I was a few months ago, so I'm assuming he is. But I don't know. I like his track record. Just like Tara. It's like on paper, it's like she shouldn't be taken ahead of the returning champ. But I think consistency is key.
Well, now I am going to take that returning champ, Morgan Schulz. The disrespect is insane.
It is
unbelievable. Because even if it's the respiratory thing's not great, but she's feeling
DEKA's not less intense than HYROX.
It is not. But
that
Morgan
sucks.
in terms of where her skill set is and where she has a natural ability, it is that higher end. And like she's done a lot of work to be strong enough in terms of aerobically to handle a HYROX to run 63 minutes. So now it is just going to see how that strength kind of translates to what the natural strengths she does have on that high end. But yeah, it's just about health. Another week of being healthy.
But it's not a full week because the race is on Friday and she's dealing with the respiratory. That it was just a shorter window. That was kind of my justification. And she didn't have a great race in Anaheim. I know that
disrespectful. That's all.
Yeah,
she's an absolute unit. She is so gifted. She is such a responder. And I'm hoping she has a great turnaround.
She's from the Midwest or something also?
Yeah. U of I. 800.
She ran like a really fast 400. I think she was like under 54 seconds or something like that.
No, you're high.
That's what she said.
Sub 54? Like, really?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
There was someone in. Yeah, look it up. See if that's true.
Illinois?
I believe so.
That's where she ran, right?
Because there was someone that was
she's got a 132.6 for her 600 listed on TFRS.
Indoor, right?
132. Yeah.
Where'd she run that? Like Iowa or something?
132. That's like basically that's like 60s.
It's like 201.5
point.
coming through.
Yeah. Sub 54 is hard, but
Maybe she could run 54 then.
I think she's more of a sprinter that moved up into the 800 than the other direction, and that's why
she's got a 7.79 for her 55 meter and a 27.69 for her 200 back in high school. So I don't know. I can't find a 400 listed, but if she's even if she was a 56, that's faster than probably anybody in this field by a good margin.
What's her 800?
Yeah, I thought she was under. Yeah, I thought it was like 208 something.
Yeah,
just really solid.
Crazy.
All right,
America with a 209. So just as a comparison.
Now on the dude, man, I'm in between like 3 dudes here.
Yeah. It's tough sailing.
It is. So I have like a gut feeling on it, but I don't know if it's.
This is a fun one. Go with the gut. Send it.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna go ahead and take Grayson Kilgore here.
He's hot right now.
He's hot. He's locked into DEKA more than he has in the past. DEKA has been a place where he's spent more time just because of like the regional events than he has in HYROX. But now we've seen him out in HYROX this season doing really well. 59 low is no joke. And then he has like the ability to run pretty well. It's his background. He's a decathlete.
Yes. Collegiate decathlete. I don't know what level, but regardless, he's an athlete.
For sure. So he's at least run off 1500.
Yep.
That's good.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just kind of like he looks good as a runner. He's completed almost a mile, a kilometer and a half for sure. So I just like the way he looks as a runner. Super strong, and I think he'll do well. So
yeah,
give me Grayson Kilgore.
He was who I was torn between him or David. I know Grayson ended up beating David actually head to head in Philadelphia. But yeah, Grayson has been super impressive all year, and he's done some of those battles against Ryland at his gym. So at the gym events, and if you're finishing within 15, 20 seconds behind Ryland, and he just got third at a major not too long ago, it's a heck of a performance. So we'll see if he can improve on his 9th place mile, 10th place strong last year. All right, Rich, I'm taking Kat.
Nice. Heck yeah.
Catherine Fossbender, right? That's how you pronounce it?
That's how I say it.
All right. Hey, if Rich says it, then that's definitely correct. So she made her debut from the second heat in Philadelphia because some idiot put her in that heat and didn't know her qualification time. And all she did was end up winning the entire race. She has the 2nd fastest seed time in this entire field for the women. She ran a 33:15 there. She doesn't have a mile or a fit or a mile or a strong, but this is the fit race. And she ended up making her debut in HYROX not too long ago, right?
And ran really well. She was like 66 teens, and she was basically running from the front. So she did it in a really hard way.
Yeah.
So like she has like I think she has a 64 high in her right now. Yes, the experience.
She's got podium potential.
She absolutely has podium potential here. It's gonna be a matter of like, because it'll be interesting on one side with Lauren Weeks in a race, like how the field will respond to that, right? Because we would imagine it's going to stretch immediately, and if people who have less experience will go with that or not, and how that's going to play out. The top 5 is going to shake out in the back half. I mean, it's not really going on a limb, but I think there's going to be a huge shakeup in this race for the top
after
5.
The air bike, it's going to be that's the big move. People, like usual.
Yeah, there might be some mistakes made.
Yeah,
I like it. Good pick.
We'll see, and she deserves to be in this first heat.
She's in the first heat. She has the 2nd or 3rd fastest time this year?
Second.
Okay.
Lauren Weeks, the only one ahead of her. Tara ran a 33:38.
Like 4th fastest ever or something like that, right?
I think, who was it? Vivian, Meg, Lauren, and Tara and Morgan have gone sub 33. So I think she might be the 6th or so. Lauren Griffith's probably up there, but she's in the top 10 for sure.
BK.
Well, you made my job easier. I'm taking a reliable and a wild card.
Oh,
reliable, Colin Steeford.
Yeah,
he's gonna do well.
That's what I was between.
He always does.
I was like, him and Grayson are. It seems like
you're getting what you get.
Whichever you didn't take, I'm taking.
Whoever
That's
could
how
run
that was
faster is what it comes down to on that. I don't really know who.
Yeah,
Just
Colin
a
was top
monster.
7 in all 3 events last year.
He's a beast, complete beast. I don't want to be near him on that bike.
And now coming over, first international athlete taking.
Oh yeah,
Mansa Musa Churro.
Yeah, that's her name.
All right.
Top ranked woman on the board remaining.
Wowza.
Was she top 6 overall? She's 6th fastest right now. 3 of them aren't even showing up. She's on the podium.
I like it.
We're going to find out what Spanish DEKA looks like.
We've seen it.
Absolutely.
We've never seen it in person. This is going to be
In person.
It's going to be good.
It's like they don't even exist because we've never seen them in person. But yeah, she is 34.09, and that's a big gap between the 6th right behind her. So not a bad idea. And if
Jack was going to pick her.
Not yet.
There's so
I
many
know international.
There's so many international athletes on here that.
Yep. So little bio on Munsa, because the results aren't always on DEKAFIT's website if they're international events in the early years. Now they're kind of all caught up, but she took 3rd in the first ever DEKAFIT race in Europe back in 2021. So she's been there since the beginning, and then has a bunch of 2nd, 3rd, 4th over the next couple of years. And then this past year, she won 4 separate races and took 3rd in the other 3. So she has 7 DEKAFIT podiums in Europe this year.
Wow.
4 wins, 3 seconds. Not a bad pick, but now she's going to be facing some real competition. Let's see what happens.
This is a draft maker or breaker, and usually when BK goes out on a wild card, he's like making the wrong pick.
This year. Don't judge me on recency bias.
Yeah,
that's all I can remember.
Years in the past,
Yvonne picking her, although she worked out actually. Yeah.
The old KBB.
Yeah.
Nothing
that's athletic
true.
related. Do I want you to judge me on in the recent times?
That's true.
Just
okay.
go as far back as possible till you find a confirmation.
Gotcha.
She's a throwback pick. She's going to dominate.
All right. Well, I had so much success last time picking someone whose name starts with KAT. I'm going to have to go with Katie D'Ambrosia also. I was so impressed with her, seeing her in person in Sacramento, where she ended up taking the win in her debut. Just her running ability, I was blown away with how she moved. And she has like a little bit of a CrossFit background as well. Only run a couple of races, but just in person, I was super impressed with what I saw her in Sacramento. 34-34 was her time.
Nice. Good pick. That was not really even on my radar, so that could be a good one. That's a Jack pick for sure.
That's a me pick. That's an I'll tell you so. Yeah,
that's a big time Jack pick for sure. Which I'm very happy with.
Like he found something in he just took the next highest ranked athlete.
Look at you, okay, Mr. Spain. Yeah.
Is that your nickname?
No, well, he just picked
Mr. Worldwide.
I thought
worldwide. Yeah, Pitbull. That's his nickname.
Dale.
Yeah.
All right, so that's great because that leaves me Bridget Brown.
Ooh. So we have some inside information here.
Well, I mean, she just ran 65 in Chicago and HYROX. So, like, she's been on the podium in DEKAFIT in the past. She's coming back. Her running fitness is really solid right now. She's not putting... She would not tell you that she's in tremendous shape, but she just ran 65 in HYROX.
Yeah, can't fake that.
Can't fake that. So she has experience here. She's such a good athlete. I think she'll just be in the mix, and I think she has a shot to be on this podium. I think she could, like I said, I think the shakeup will be pretty large here in the back half, and I think that she will be moving up.
She's a monster on burpees.
She's so good on burpees, and she has good strength as a runner now. Her running is really solid, so I think she's going to do well.
Let's not forget she got 2nd place in Ocala. She knows this venue, and that makes a huge difference. A few months ago,
need to know the course.
And this highlights why the pre-race time rankings are not the best things to go by. It's such a long year for rankings. What is she down? She's in the teens, right, Jack?
For
she barely made it. She barely made it in.
Yeah, Bridget Brown is 12th. Oh, so, if you're including athletes who turned it down or whatever, yeah. Well, she's the 12th of participating,
and yet she could be on this podium. Like the time she comes in is not indicative of what she brings to the table.
couple other really important things. So she lives in Tampa. Like she doesn't have to fly. A couple hours down the road. She might even sleep in her own bed, which is a big advantage. She also in 2022 in Atlantic City took 3rd place at the Fit World Championship, took 4th in the mile, 7th in strong, and then last year she was 17th in the mile. So
she was like weeks postpartum last year.
I was gonna say she pulled a Lauren Weeks. Basically, the only difference was she didn't physically have the baby still in her.
Yeah, and like just how well she did run at HYROX shows that like she beat Kat there. She beat some other really good athletes. I think she finished 3rd overall.
Yep.
All right, now
shaking it up.
This is a no-brainer for me.
Yep.
I bet I know.
Alphonse de Ruiz, baby. Give me that Alphonse. That Spanish RR is what we need on my team. I'm very happy to have this. What if he gets on the podium?
How many years have we been saying this, that he is the Spanish U? Like this has got to be 4 years or so.
It's true. Well, we're gonna see if he can really capitalize.
If he wins,
or if he
then it's
or if he gets
or if he like doesn't finish. He could not finish and or stink it up. Either way, he will.
Do we know if his last race was good?
Do you want to know Alphonse's DEKAFIT resume? I already read Munz's
profile.
All right. Here's Alphonse 2023. 1st place, DEKAFIT, Barcelona, Madrid, and Malaga, whatever you say it. 1st place in all those. This year, 1st place, Barcelona, Madrid, Malaga, Guadalajara. 2nd place, Tenerife, Zaragoza, and then 8th place in Valencia. I don't know what happened there, but that was a trifecta.
It was a bad week. He had a bad one, so now he's ready for a good one.
Yeah.
He's on that every other schedule.
Yeah.
This is great. This is great news for me.
Yeah. I mean, and he is you, so it is great news.
If you see him, like this is someone who does have that with all those wins, and they ended up running kind of fast at some point, right? Like their courses have been different. They've had like 3-lap
grass. Like it's a little unpredictable.
It's different.
They're standardized now, but yeah.
But if I was in this race for all the international guys, he would be the one I'd be like, he might be legit. He might be the guy to like really look out for. So he's on my team, and I'm excited to see how he does. The issue, because he's just been kicking butt in Spain, like, does he try to take it to the field right away? I could see him leading the fastest
Spanish athlete here.
He might go out with Derek York, and that's not going to be good for me.
What's wrong with that? I'm a huge fan of that. Yeah,
Jack will be cleaning him up.
Good. Rich, your team is looking dangerous right now. This is getting a little
Jack,
scary.
you calling your own number yet, or what?
There you go, Jack. When you in
round 5? Nah, I've got to go.
Rich would have picked himself by now.
I'm well aware. Would you have picked yourself yet, Bracken? No. All right. I'm taking a bit of a wild card, just like you guys taking wild cards. I think Cole Walkington is ready to break out.
I like it.
Saw what he did in HYROX Chicago not too long ago, and he's one of those athletes who just you do not want him near you on burpees. And I think that this race, you're going to have a lot of blow-ups, and it's going to come down to who can get through the burpees the fastest at the end to determine 5 or so spots, and you're not beating him in that.
I like this. What, he's 62 or something in Chicago? He just is like better and better. Watching him race, he's definitely a gamer. He puts it out there. So, yeah, I think this is a good pick.
I think he's going to break through this year. And he's one of those athletes who's qualified in all 3 events. So, he's lethal towards the end with So he's all in on this.
BK.
I think I'm going all female this round. I'm going to lock up the remaining top 5. I'm going to take Stephanie Tillman.
Wow.
Stephanie Hillman and Katie Duke.
Yeah, nice.
Katie just ran in Anaheim, right?
She did.
Yeah.
I want to Tease, I think, will do well. I think Teal could do well. I think there's a lot of people who can do well, but I think these 2 will do well.
The Stephanie pick is, they're both good picks, but Stephanie has best been getting better and better. She's such a good runner, and same kind of thing. Like, she knows how to run this race when the wheels fall off of other people. Like, she's going to be coming strong.
Yeah.
So she could finish really well.
She was 7th last year.
Yeah.
World champs.
Yeah. So this is,
she's won local races before a few times. Like, she's the real deal. Coming down from altitude.
Yeah, that's right.
Yep.
It's a good pick.
Katie Duke was 9th place last year in fit, 12th in the mile, and 2nd in the female team. She got 4th place in Anaheim. Surprisingly, she has never actually had a DEKAFIT podium.
Really?
Yep.
What did you say she got in Worlds? I'm sorry, last year?
Last year she was 9th in fit.
9th. Okay.
12th in mile.
Yeah. Nice. Yep. Those are good picks. Those are good picks, BK.
Yep. Well,
thanks,
Bracken,
guys.
This is disrespectful to your friend, a loyal listener of the show, and my teammate in the team race, Glenn Race. He's going to perform well. Always gets out hot. He's had a number of podiums. He unfortunately ran into the Isaac Sanderson buzzsaw a couple times earlier this year. But Glenn Race, you look at his track record. It's like what 10 plus years old that he's either been in OCR or hybrid. He's got a resume that very few can match. Last year he was 8th place in the Fit World Championship. He was 8th place in the mile in 2022 and 13th in the mile last year. And he has just had a fantastic podium performances a couple times this year.
I love it. He's not gonna do poorly. He's just gonna go out there and take care of business, and he's always in shape, and he's always tough.
Yeah.
All right.
Bit of a jerk, but good athlete.
Yeah.
All right, it's me. Where are we? Okay. I'm gonna go Joe Cotto.
Joe Cotto.
He won't be there in the beginning. He runs solid though. He's a good runner out in this DEKA course, and he ended up pretty well last year, right? Wasn't he like 7th?
6th place from Heat 2.
I've been impressed with Joe.
Yeah. So, and he's been putting it out there. So I like Joe Cotto, especially because I can say it with that Philly accent. It sounds great. Just rolls off.
What's his background? Was he a college runner? Or?
I don't know. That's a you question.
I don't know. I don't think he has social media, so it's
Ask yourself questions out loud.
Mr. International, yeah. Just asking. But yeah, 6th place. That is a really high returning place. Surprising he's on the board still.
I'll take it.
He got 2nd place in Knoxville earlier this year, and then 5th twice in Philadelphia and North Carolina.
Now Keith Hardwick.
Ooh.
It's one of the guys who ended up beating Joseph in North Carolina and Philadelphia by 1 spot.
Keith is just like a tremendous athlete. He's more in the vein of a Colin Stiefert. He's going to hammer the stations, has really high output. It's like, how fast can he run? I think he was just on the outside of the elite race last year, but won Triple Crown, I'm pretty sure, convincingly, because he did compete in age group. And he's run close to 60 minutes this year as well, right? I think he was in Chicago.
He was in Chicago. He was right around Cole.
Yeah, I think they were right around. Yeah, I think they were 61, 62 minutes. So yeah, he's just a really good athlete, super strong competitor.
Yep.
I think he'll do well.
Can't argue with that at all. Yeah, we'll see. I think it's he was one of those guys who did age group only at one of the DEKAFIT World Championships, maybe last year.
Yeah, he was just on the outside. Yeah, I think he triple crowned.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he got 1st place 35 to 39 in all 3 events last year. So it's good to see him kind of make it in all 3 heats on the elite side.
He was 60-15. He beat Isaac Sanderson.
60-15. Oh, geez.
Isaac Sanderson beat Paul Zine, beat Cole by a couple minutes. Let's go. Okay. Good pick by me.
Yeah, no, that was not a bad pick whatsoever. All right, now I've got some decisions to make right here.
You're gonna make my life easier with this pick.
I know, and
oh no, you won't. You're gonna have to pick female.
Yeah.
No, you don't have to.
It's true. I mean, I should.
But Jack doesn't like women.
I always pick women.
That's what the YouTube comments say.
Reoccurring theme here on Race Brain.
All right. Only run 1 race. She lives where I used to live in Houston. I'm gonna have to go Bree Schrader.
That's as good of a reason as I've ever heard.
Yeah. She got 4th in Philadelphia. She's got the next fastest time, 35:23, which is about 30 seconds back of most of the other women who have been recently picked. So we'll see how it goes.
Okay.
Only ran 1 race, so kind of like an unknown commodity, which is Katie.
Katie. Yeah, you have
I'm going.
upside.
I'm going. Let's prove it. Let's see why you made it. Yep.
All right, BK, what you gonna do?
Honestly, I thought Jack was going to go international, and I would take the other one left, but I'm going to go with Aitor Lizarazu.
Nice job with that pronunciation. I think
that was money.
And then
earlier
Mark
today, Rich had IFA. Like you nailed it, Rich. Or
I've been like
nailed that.
studying how to say. I haven't understood how to say IFA for months.
You got it. Yep. And you said Mark Paulzine.
Mark Paulzine, Wisconsin boy.
Yeah, he's Wisconsin strong. You know what you're getting, which is he's not going to do poorly. He's going to do his thing, and he's going to not blow up, which is really important at a championship race. And I don't know how Aitor is going to do. He's coming over from Spain, but he's the fastest Spanish athlete. We're taking him rounds after Alphonse, but he's 2 seconds faster than Alphonse.
30:52. Yep.
And so I'm excited to see him. I love seeing these Spanish guys come over and race. I'm excited to see how they stack up. I think it's probably an easier event to travel for and do well than HYROX, especially since it's on the East Coast. So for big things for my Spanish brethren.
I mean, Mark was 12th last year in fit and 14th in the mile, and he won 40 to 44 age group in strong. But he really leveled up this year after he got second place in the Fort Wayne Ultra, DEKA Ultra, when he went sub 3. So I think that since then, he's just really stepped his game up. He went 62-ish in HYROX Chicago. Does that sound about right?
Yeah, this is this phenomenon you see with some people that they train for an ultra and they just become better at everything under. Some people get slower at everything once they go to the ultra, and some people it's the running endurance base work they need to round out their game. And he seems to be on the next level since then. And did I mention he's from Wisconsin?
He's from up there in Wisconsin too.
Minor
Right?
details.
He's like way up there. 61:52 in Chicago.
Okay. And I'm just saving it so that Jack can take himself, but he refuses to show any amount of confidence.
I'm picking myself right now. Come on. Guess who?
Goodness gracious.
You want to know who beat Mark Paulzine earlier this year? Me.
Who?
You want to know?
Yeah, let him know.
You want to know who the GOAT of the Ocala venue is? Me. Let's go.
Oh,
so picking myself.
Let's go from Jack Bauer.
Let's go. It's about
no, I'm feeling good. I mean, Rich, you know what I've been doing.
I feel that one.
I feel confident. My running's good, and I've got a game plan. I'm gonna be pulling a David Magida like usual, and you'll see me at the end.
Are you the 13th best man here?
Yeah, I should be in the top 13. Yeah,
I'm saying, is this earned, or are you gonna be higher up than this?
Yeah,
what's your goal?
I'm a value pick right now, in my opinion.
Value pick.
Yeah,
Jack, you're the ultimate value pick.
Absolutely, you know it.
But what do you call your shot? Where are you finishing? What's your stretch goal?
I'm not going to name names, but so last year I was 14th. I was 11th the year before in 2022. So that seems to be my window. I would like to say I could finish 10th. Like, it's not unreasonable. Like, I'm looking at the splits, and most of the time it's either some guys blowing away the field, so I'm just in the next pack kind of battling for placement. But we've got a lot of similar abilities in this race, and we'll see what happens. But I'm happy. I'm pumped to race.
Okay, I like
Good value. Good value pick here.
Yeah,
about time. All right, I'm gonna take Michelle Navarro. Thrilled to get her here. This is her 3rd time competing at DEKA Worlds, and I think she's on a new level.
Her running is good.
Running is solid. She put a lot of work in on the machines, on the strength stuff. She ran pretty well in Dallas for pro. She's like 114, and so I think it's really solid progress. And yeah, she's just fast. She's going to be one of the faster straight up runners in this field.
She's had 9th and 10th place finishes at her previous 2 DEKAFIT World Championships. So as a 3-time qualifier, that's impressive.
Value.
Yep.
And then give me Powell.
You're going with the running team.
Run and race. Give me Powell.
Like, you want, like, Powell is going to pull a Derek Yorick. He goes out so fast. And I don't think that he's used to having fast people who are willing to go out fast with him. So
Powell,
Alphonse are going to be leading this thing until step overs, and then it's just going to be not awesome. Yep. Skier gone.
What are you talking? Alphonse is going to win. He's the Spanish U.
That's true.
Yeah,
that is true. All right, Jack.
All right. Why is Michelle not being highlighted. That's weird. Okay. All right. I'm going international. It's been long enough. Let's go Tanya Teese.
It's a good pick. That's who I was taking.
I know it was because you already mentioned her earlier. So
that's a little bit sassy, Jack.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yep. Let me. I'll give you a background in a sec. I just don't know why Michelle's not being highlighted. It was weird.
Okay.
Oh, it's because I deleted a column or something. But anyway, yeah. So Tanya, she got first in the 2022 Tenerife, or is it Tenerife? It's just Tenerife. And then she has podiumed all 3 events that she's done this year. First place Malaga, second place Zaragoza, and third place in Madrid. So we'll see if her PR, she earlier this year ran a 35:04. That's top 10 potential right there.
Show is. But tell you what, I'm taking Allison Outlaw, who's ranked ahead of her, ranked ahead of Katie Duke, ranked ahead of Bridget Brown.
Good pick.
Not wrong.
And she got a sweet outlaw name.
Allison Outlaw last year took first place in the 40 to 44 at DEKA Worlds in both fit and mile, and she was third in strong. So
she's legit. Yeah.
She's pulling a Keith Hartwick, where she's kind of just now it's the elite year. Second place in Austin earlier this year in fit, so I like it.
Now, BK, you have
Derek York.
No, you do have a guy.
Yeah,
that's it.
Yeah, I think
you must take that.
It's happening.
Yeah, and this man's got high end potential. Listen, he is not going to go out and blow up.
Are you sure about that?
Yeah, he's gone to the well enough. He knows what's at the bottom of that well. And it's a dark, hot, stinking, painful place to be. He's going to control it a little bit. He's going to channel it, and he's going to crush. Top 10.
Former DEKAFIT world record holder.
Yep.
Must not forget.
He won the inaugural one, right, in Dallas, 2021. Yeah.
He's going to pass the torch to the Spanish athletes and say, giddy up, get out there on this horse farm and lead. And I'm going to run within myself.
Yep. Well, Derek York outkicked me in Atlantic City on burpees, and that prevented me from being in the top 10. Not happening this year. So
now Jack's mad.
I'm mad. Yep. All right. Last pick for me. I'm going to go Janelle Teal. Last year, she was 13th. She's the 15th woman off the board right now. She got third place in the Fort Wayne Ultra earlier this year. So, I think she might be pulling a Mark Polzin where she's kind of stepping up her game a little bit right here because training for endurance and it just carries over to the other events. So, Janelle Teal.
I like it. She's ran 72 in Dallas.
Okay.
So, I think that's solid.
Yeah.
It's a good pick.
Yeah, and she's definitely one of the stronger athletes. She got 6th place in the Strong World Championship last year for elite.
So she's been working on the longer duration stuff this year. That could play off. That could play well.
Yep.
Rich, we've given you the illusion of a choice.
And I will take Angelique Châtenois.
Yep.
I'm unfamiliar, I must admit.
All right, so she is an athlete from France who's done a ton of Spartan races. She has either a twin or a sister, Sandra, and the two of them have traveled all over the world doing races. But in terms of DEKAFIT specifically, she got 2nd place at a race in Zaragoza in 2022. Earlier this year, she got 2nd, 3rd, and 5th, and then last year she got 3, 4, 4, 6 for her races. She has a lot of experience here. Definitely a stronger athlete as well. So I think she's deserving of the spot at Worlds.
Looks like she just ran 67.08 in pro doubles in Marseille. And she was, been doing doubles. But she was on that French elite mixed relay team with our guy Joffrey and Jezebel.
Yeah.
Right.
I think she nice. She may have done Spartan Race World Champs for in Abu Dhabi for the teams.
She's a team player.
Yeah.
She's gonna go out there and flex her solo skills.
She's a glue gal.
I like it.
Got to pick someone like that.
You need something like that on the team. I'm happy to have her.
Yeah.
I'm assuming we're not doing wild cards.
We don't have wild cards.
Who are we gonna do? Well, so far the only athlete who can't make it anymore was Isaac Sanderson. Yesterday afternoon, Derek Yorick took over. So
Chris
that's all I'm aware of.
Rogowski, he's going to Frankfurt.
Well, she could do this. She has to travel east to get to Frankfurt, and this is on a Friday, so she could.
Quick stopover. No wild cards.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I like it.
My squad is Lauren Weeks, Morgan Schulz, Grayson Kilgore, Bridget Brown, Alphonse De Ruiz, Joe Cavedeu, Keith Hardwick, Michelle Navarro, Paula Nacenta, Angelique Chetanel.
You have the only female team that, in theory, could go 1, 2, 3.
Oh yeah,
for sure. Yeah, no,
Squad.
that could be the outcome. That'd be great.
Yep. I've got the team inexperience. Let's see how it goes. But I've got Dylan Scott, David Magida, Catherine Fossbender, Katie D'Ambrosia, Cole Walkington, Glenn Race, Bree Schrader, Jack Bauer, Tanya Thies, and Janelle Teal.
Looks good. I mean, that could be 1-2 on men's.
Nick Riker, Tara Jackson, Colin Stiefer, Munsa Chiro, Stephanie Hillman, Katie Duke, Aitor Lizarazu, Mark Polzine, Allison Outlaw, and Derek York.
I think we got 100 on our pronunciation, guys. That was
I definitely did.
That's pretty good. How stoked is Riker to be a #1 pick?
First round, not the #1 pick.
He's a first rounder.
Oh no, yeah, first rounder. He might have been last year, but
you think so?
I don't know, but
no.
Regardless,
I also don't think so.
Yeah. Regardless,
all right,
it's gonna be good. I was gonna say we're not gonna do a draft. Just spend a minute. DEKA Strong. We've got Rylan coming over for DEKA Strong and Mile. How do you think he's gonna do?
Well,
is he gonna take down Kevin Gregory now that he doesn't have a fit in his legs?
When is the Strong is when?
Fit Friday, Mile Saturday, Sunday Strong.
So Bubbles already have run like 9 races by this point.
This is valid. It didn't matter last year.
He should win both.
Is Bubbles doing more than one team in a day?
He
might. Legitimate question.
He might. I'd have to look it up, but I know that he's with Connor Bell on the team race for me.
And then he's probably in the mixed race. And I think he is in the mixed race. I think Kat is his partner.
Yeah, he's not doing a solo, so he'll have like 2 by 10-minute efforts. Hard.
If I had to choose anyone on this list, their training life to live, I would choose his last. The type of work he has to do to prep for being able to just always smash stations, and especially the assault bike, I don't want that life.
That's like an 800-meter training, though. Just go into the well, 400, 600s
for that.
That's like 400 hurdler life right here. That's just nasty.
No skill. No skill.
Yeah. All right. Women's mile. We've got Tara Jackson. She set the world record earlier this year. She's got to be the favorite. Katie Duke's probably her biggest competition. On the men's side, we've got that head-to-head Rylan and Grayson. I think that's going to be very interesting to see. Cole Walkington's the 3rd seed. Colin Stiefer, it'd be cool to see him end up getting on the podium because he's just narrowly missed it 4th and 5th a few times. And then in strong, we've got Tara Jackson. She ended up getting 12 flat, setting a record earlier this year. Next closest, 12:46, Raquel Fairs. But strong is unpredictable. We've seen that. Just because you can do it at the gym does not mean it's going to happen in these lanes.
Who else is in that strong on women?
Heather White's the 3rd seed. Katie Duke, Kayla Cittadino, Chelsea Grant, Broken Nickel. Oh, you've got a big cluster of athletes in the 13.0 to 13.13 range. So that's going to be a battle for fighting for that 3rd podium spot. But I think Tara probably has that cleanly. And then Kevin Gregory with the 10:48, Rylan with 11:16 for DEKA Strong. And then you've got a guy from Italy, Jacopo De Pra, who has an 11:17. Never heard of him, but 11:17 is fast. And Colin Seifer has an 11:50. So that's a big gap right there for the podium. So we might have a new face.
All right. We've gone long enough. We have a lot to talk about today. OCR report.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All races.
All races on OCR report.
They're going to have separate streams for solo and teams, as far as I'm aware. So you might need to X out and then reload for the team events later in the day.
He's got it already on his bookmarks.
Oh, yeah.
For them team races. All right. Well, thanks for listening. Make sure we're checking out OCR report for all these races. Be cheering on our guy, Jack Bauer. Picked himself freaking like 14th or something like that. But he's still
how many guys needed to get picked.
He's ready to rock.
Let's go.
He's going to be ready. Anything else to plug? TRP?
Tune in as always. Stay out of here, Rich.
Just
stay in your lane.
Whatever. All right, squad. Great chat, and we'll talk to you soon.